Hello, hello. Welcome to day 1288 of Connecting the Thoughts. Quote for today is exposure makes no difference unless we are open. Exposure makes no difference unless we are open. And oh my God, there are so many ways in which I can look at this. And there are so many analogies that come to my mind. And I think the very first one, which actually should not be the very first one, but given that we're just beginning to transition into the almost like earlier way of life where some places masks are not allowed. I think what's coming to my mind is exposure makes no difference unless we are open. If you've got your mask on, it's not going to make much of a difference. But are we really talking about COVID? No, we are talking about experiences of life. We're talking about being exposed to new experiences of life is not going to make much of a difference to you unless you are open. Open in terms of your mindset, open in terms of your heart space, open in terms of emotional acceptance. More on this on the other side of the show reel. Tag a friend who needs to receive this message. And if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe to the channel because here's where I post daily videos on the little things that make life big. I will catch you on the other side of the show reel. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to the conversation. I am still mind blown with what just hit me in terms of exposure. So, exposure makes no difference unless we are open, is the conversation for today. And what am I talking about when I say exposure? So you get to read a lot of posts and shares and content across different social media platforms. And one of my good friends speaks about cultural diversity. She speaks about different ways and communities and how people come together, how exposure to different people and different experiences shapes you. And what I thought when I read that and took a step back was, yeah, exposure is great, but we all have met those people who go through a lot of things in life, are exposed to different things, but they don't change. They don't change because they aren't open to it. Have you met those friends who travel to different parts of the world, go all over the world, and then they look for the restaurants that they are familiar with? They look for food that they're familiar with. They will stick with only okay, I'm from India, so they will look for Indian restaurants because they know that Indian food is what they like. So, dude, why are you traveling the world? Why are you not allowing yourself to experience food from different cuisines? Why are you not allowing yourself to enjoy and appreciate the culture of another country? If you will be open to receive those experiences, that's when you begin to grow. Hi, Dale. Lovely to see you. So, what is it that is important here? When you travel, when you learn, when you work with people in your workspace, it's important for you to be open. It's important for you to be open to the realization that each one of us comes with our own set of thinking, our set of thoughts, our conditioning. And then when you are open to that realization, you become more flexible. And you know what they say? In a system, the person with the highest flexibility ends up controlling the system. Imagine that. If you could be flexible in your thought process, if you could be open in your learning, in your acceptance, in your moldability, I don't even know if that's a word, but if you are more open to taking in change and saying, okay, this is what's coming my way, how can I use this? What can I learn from it? And how can I apply it elsewhere? Simple questions that you can ask yourself and grow from. Thank you so much, Arzu, for joining us. Thank you so much. So, Another analogy that comes to my mind, and I am what, I'm 46 years old. I come from the era of the 70s, mid 70s. So I grew up when we actually had those cameras with those films that used to go inside the camera. So I know that when you plug in the film and close it, you have to be very, very careful to open the camera, the flip, the flip at the back, because if you open it before the film has been used completely and closed down completely, what happens is it gets exposed and everything goes black. I don't know if many of you are going to connect with this, because this is again from a long time ago. Some of you might give me a yes if you know what I'm talking about. So, exposure. If we look at it from that perspective of exposure, until if the film is open and exposed, something happens to it. There's a reaction that happens due to the light, and then, thank you, Dale, and then the film changes. Therefore, again, I remind you, if you are in a space that is new, if you are experiencing something new, if you keep yourself closed, if you keep yourself like, shielded or closed, or I'm going to be oil in water, that experience is not going to change you. Again, good, bad. It works both ways. Sometimes you need to allow an experience to change you so that you can fit in. And sometimes you need to keep yourself away from that experience so that you can keep yourself safe. It works both ways. Ah, it's just all about what would you like as an outcome. It's about deciding, do you really want something to impact you, or do you want to just continue to be who you are and then keep moving forward? Now let me take you on the other side of the equation. Sometimes people, around you can have a lot of negativity. People can pull you down. People can keep telling you, no, 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 you shouldn't do that because maybe you will get hurt. You shouldn't move forward because we'll get left behind. You shouldn't do that because you might fail. And these are all their projections of fear, failure, labels, whatever you might want to call it, their judgment that they are projecting on you. Do you want to be exposed to that? Mm, maybe not. Maybe not. And but you know what? You're human at the end of the day. So what happens is, when these projections keep coming to you in the beginning, yes, you do get affected. Let's be honest. You do get affected. It does affect you. But then you can make a conscious choice to mask yourself. Remember what I was talking about right when I started? If you're wearing the mask, you won't get exposed. So mask yourself, build your boundaries, bring up your boundaries, set your boundaries, make sure that you know, this is the content that I'm going to let into my space. These are the conversation, these are the comments that I'm going to allow to impact me, I'm going to allow into my space. And these are the ones that I'm going to say thank you, but no thank you. So it's all about exposure at the end of the day. It's all about deciding, what outcome do you want? Do you want to stay in the conversation and be affected by something? Or would you like to take the effect of whatever came your way and understand, how is this shaping me? Because at the end of the day, it's all about being open and being exposed and what you're going to do with it. So exposure makes a difference only when you are open. So think about, what are certain things that you are exposing yourself to. Exposure makes no difference unless you are open, is the quote. So make sure that you are being mindful about what you are exposing yourself to. Content, news, people, relationships, the list goes on and on and on. And so I wish you lots and lots of moments where you are inspired by what you are experiencing. Yes, Mohammed Shahab, thank you for joining us. He says, wait for the right time is the key. Yes, waiting for the right time and being mindful about how the situation is feeling for you, not rubbishing what you're feeling, but coming to a place of acceptance and then seeing how you can utilize the learnings from the situation. Thank you for tuning in. And if this conversation has been of value to you, let's write today saying, I am open. Yeah, I am open. I am open to understanding that yes, I am exposing myself every day to the experiences of life. These are the ones that I would like to move forward and be open to receive. And these are the ones that I would like to set boundaries with. And these are the ones that I would like to learn with. So I'm open to receiving and learning and growing therefrom. Thank you so much, Dale. I am open in comments. Tag a friend who needs to receive this message. Share with someone who you think would take value from it. And again, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel because here's where I post daily videos on the little things that make life big. Thank you for joining me. And until tomorrow, keep smiling, keep shining, stay safe, and thank you for connecting the thoughts with me. Thank you so, so much. Thanks.